Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about great people, science, and history. When we think about space exploration, names like Neil Armstrong, Yuri Gagarin, and Buzz Aldrin come to mind. But before humans ever set foot in space, there were other brave travelers who paved the way. They weren't astronauts in shiny suits, they were animals. Dogs, monkeys, mice, even fruit flies. Today, we uncover the forgotten story of the first space travelers, the unsung pioneers who made human spaceflight possible. In the 1940s and 1950s, space travel was just a dream. Scientists had no idea how living beings would survive beyond Earth's atmosphere. Could a body handle zero gravity? Could life endure cosmic radiation? To answer these questions, researchers turned to animals. From fruit flies launched in 1947 aboard an American V-2 rocket, to monkeys and dogs sent by the United States and the Soviet Union, these creatures became the first biological pioneers of space. Though they could not give consent, their journeys became critical stepping stones in one of humanity's greatest achievements. In 1949, the United States sent its first monkey, Albert II, into space aboard a V-2 rocket. Tragically, Albert II died upon impact due to parachute failure, but he became the first primate to reach space. Over the following decade, America continued launching monkeys, rhesus macaques, squirrel monkeys, and chimpanzees. The most famous was Ham the chimpanzee, launched in 1961. Ham's mission proved that trained responses could be performed in space, showing that humans could also function beyond Earth. Though many monkeys lost their lives, each mission provided vital knowledge that directly contributed to the Mercury and Apollo programs. While America sent monkeys, the Soviet Union chose dogs. Stray dogs from Moscow were selected for their toughness and survival skills. The most famous of them was Laika, the small stray dog launched aboard Sputnik 2 on November 3, 1957. Laika became the first living creature to orbit Earth. Sadly, she died a few hours after launch due to overheating, but her sacrifice stunned the world and proved that life could survive orbital flight. Other Soviet dogs, like Belka and Strelka in 1960, completed full orbits and returned safely. Strelka even gave birth to puppies, one of which was gifted to U.S. President John F. Kennedy. These canine missions provided the Soviet Union with the confidence to send Yuri Gagarin, the first human, into orbit in 1961. Not all space pioneers were as famous as Laika or Ham. Many were tiny creatures: mice, rats, frogs, turtles, even fruit flies. In 1947, fruit flies aboard an American V-2 rocket became the first living beings to reach space. In 1968, the Soviet Zond 5 mission carried turtles around the moon, bringing them back alive, a test for future human lunar missions. These experiments may seem small, but each one added another piece to the puzzle of life in space. By the early 1960s, thanks to the sacrifices of these animals, scientists had gathered enough evidence life could survive in space. When Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space in 1961, and Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon in 1969, their journeys were built on the legacy of these unsung heroes. Though often forgotten, these animals changed history. They proved that space travel was possible and paved the way for humanity's giant leap into the cosmos. Laika, Ham, Albert II, Belka, Strelka, and countless others, these are the names we rarely hear when we celebrate space exploration. They had no choice, no glory, and no medals. But without them, humanity may never have reached the stars. So the next time you look at the night sky, remember, before Neil Armstrong took his first step on the moon, these brave creatures took the first journey into the unknown. This was before Neil Armstrong, the forgotten first travelers to space. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories about science and great people who changed the world.